What's up? Gonna do another little devotional today. Do this one a little different. This one's going on the YouTube also, but I'm gonna hit arms directly after. So, yeah, it's gonna be good. First, I want to dive into the second chapter of the book of Job. Specifically, I want to focus on the 10th verse, but we're going to read through the whole thing, and then we'll jump back to the 10th verse to talk about it. But it says, on another day, the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them to present himself before him. And the Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming through the earth and going back and forth in it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil, and he still maintains his integrity, though you incited me against him to ruin him without any reason." "Skin for skin," Satan replied. "A man will give you all he has." A man will give all he has for his own life, but stretch out your hand and strike his flesh and bones, and he will surely curse you to your face. The Lord said to Satan, "Very well, then he is in your hands, but you must spare his life." So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and afflicted Job with painful sores from the soles of his feet to the top of his head. Then Job took a piece of broken pottery and scraped himself with it as he sat among the ashes. His wife said to him, "Are you still holding on to your integrity? Curse God and die." He replied, "You are talking like a foolish woman. Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" In all this, Job did not sin in what he said. When Job's three friends, Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the and Zophar the Naamathite, heard about all the troubles that had come upon him, they set out from their homes and met together by agreement to go and sympathize with him and comfort him. When they saw him from a distance, they could hardly recognize him. They began to weep aloud, and they tore their robes and sprinkled dust on their heads. Then they sat on the ground with him for 7 days and 7 nights. No one said a word to him because they saw how great his suffering was. So, basically, it says, on another day the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came. So Satan comes in, and he says he's looking for trouble to cause, and God says, "Go mess with Job. Like, he's the best. I bet you can't get him to break." And so they kind of make this, almost like this deal, not this deal, but in verse 4, it says, "Skin for skin," Satan replied. "A man will give all he has for his own life, but stretch out your hand and strike his flesh and bones, and he will surely curse you to your face." So Satan basically says he will turn against you. And God says, "All right, bet, he's in your hands. You just can't kill him." And so Satan goes out from the presence of the Lord and just absolutely just hammers Job with the worst things, just pain after pain and trouble after trouble. And then in verse 9, it says, his wife said to him, "Are you still holding on to your integrity? Curse God and die." And then in verse 10, this is what I really wanted to focus on. He replied, "You are talking like a foolish woman. Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" In all this, Job did not sin in what he said. So his wife says, "Curse God, die." Like, why are you still faithful? Why are you still faithful? That's what she says to him. And he says, "How foolish for you to say that. Who are we to accept good from God, but not troubles?" Like, I feel like it's very applicable. You know, you see, a lot of times you see the guy wins the championship or the MVP or whatever, and they ask him and he says, "Glory to God, glory to God, glory to God," which is great. But the guy who loses, a lot less often is he giving glory to God in failure. You see it more often in success than in failure, in joy than in troubles. in peace than turmoil. You know, you see it a lot more on the positive end than you do on the negative end. And I think it's important that regardless, you know, if we get the Job treatment, if we feel like everything's against us, if we're getting beat down left and right, constantly by every single force of this world, it's important that we still keep our faith and give glory to God, because who are we to accept the good from the Creator, but to turn our face away from Him at the slightest sign of turmoil, you know? That's kind of my main message here. Biggest takeaway for me here is just how faithful Job is through just terrible troubles. But that's all for the devotional tonight. Now it is time to hit arms. And I already hit arms, but now it's time for you guys to see me hit arms. Let's get it.